Hello, good morning. No? Third time. Hello, good morning. Ah, lovely, lovely. Can you please take your seat? No? Impossible to take the seat. Okay. I know you are super excited for what is coming next. But we really need your attention. May I ask the ones in the back to come forward, please? We have so many empty seats here. I know also some colleagues had already to leave for their flights. While you're taking your seat, yes, all of you in the back, please. Thank you so much. And while you're taking your seat, I would like to welcome also our online audience. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday morning from your homes. It's lovely to have you with us as well. So now is the moment that you all waited for since the very first day. It's the moment where you will actually present what you've done in your groups. And for that, I have my colleague Marta Giuliani here to guide you through the presentations. Go ahead, Marta.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're ready to perform. So, in the past few days, you have been assigned a very, very important mission to restore the Charter of Fundamental Rights and to secure the future of eTwinning. And as I can see from the mission passport that I have here, you succeeded in most of the challenges, but there is one more step, and you all know what is coming next. So to make sure that the charter is fully restored, you need to come on stage group by group and do your performance and let us know what belonging to eTwinning means to you. So you are 10 groups, a lot of people, so let's try to make this work. So I invite on stage group 1, and meanwhile, group 2, please prepare yourself there as well, so then you can immediately come on stage. So group 1 now. The floor is yours. Do you need a microphone? Or okay. Okay, they are ready. Go. Thank you. Congratulations. So I see group 2 is ready. Great, that's great. Let's give group 1 a moment to leave. Okay, group 2, welcome on stage. Oh, many people in this group. That's great. Don't be shy, don't be shy. Okay, so let's see what the right to belong to the eTwinning community means to group 2. What is belonging?
Przynależność. Appartenance.
Stay. Via deriva. Zugehörigkeit.
Compartimento.
Pertenencia. Amico.
eTwinning is belonging.
Thank you very much. Victoria, you can go. And now we are ready to welcome group 3 on stage. I see we have quite many people in that group as well. Okay, almost there. And welcome group 3. An applause, yes. Okay. So, do you need a microphone? Okay. Think we are ready? Group 3, the floor is yours.
B, bonding.
Δεσμός. Legame.
Зв'язок.
Więzi.
Ράπιτα.
Unión.
Başkim.
Bindung.
E, empowerment.
Ενδυνάμωση. Appartenenza.
Натхнення.
Wzmacnianie.
Тамкін. Empoderamiento.
Vorziehen.
Ermächtigung.
L, learning.
Apprendimento.
Навчання.
Nauka.
Аталом.
Aprendizaje.
Temusuarit.
Lernen.
O, opportunity.
Ευκαιρία. Opportunità.
Можливість.
Możliwość.
Forța. Oportunidad.
Mundusy.
Gelegenheit.
No. O. No. N, networking.
Βελτίωση. Reti di supporto.
Співпраця.
Nawiązywanie kontaktów.
Ташвік. Redes.
Underlidia.
Vernetzung.
G, growth.
Ανάπτυξη. Crescita.
Зростання.
Wzrastanie.
Анному. Crecimiento.
Rytie.
Wachstum.
can go on this side. You can go on this side. Okay, thank you very much to group 3 or 4. I lost track. But we are ready now to welcome the next group on stage. So welcome, the floor is yours. Don't be shy. Great. Do you need a microphone? No. The floor is yours. Ladies. Great. Okay, I see the next one is already there. Welcome on stage. You are group 5, right? Yes. Okay, great. Group 5, welcome on stage. The floor is yours.
Sure. Both of us are here, so. Were you number 1?
I'm number 1.
I'm number 2.
I'm 2. Okay.
Okay.
3.
I'm 2.
In the stormy weather, we stand together.
Let inclusion not be an illusion.
Our community is full of unity.
Let collaboration be the preparation for our demonstration.
By sharing, we show that we are caring.
We have a vision, and we make it our mission.
In the stormy weather, we stand together. Nobody should long to belong. Can I continue? Yeah. Yeah. When everyone collaborates, our knowledge elaborates.
Let our inspiration be our liberation.
Be smart, feel part.
Stay united and be delighted.
When you give, you truly live.
Let communication fly across the nations.
All personalities represent our realities.
In the
Stormy weather, we stand together. Nobody should long to belong.
This could become the new motto of eTwinning. Why not? We can work on that. Thank you. Welcome, group 6. Need the microphone?
No, we don't need the microphone.
No microphone. Okay, great. The floor is yours. Second group 6, please. Take this one. Okay. And we are ready to welcome on stage group 7. Welcome group 7. Let's see what you have prepared for us. Yes, sure.
We'll keep it.
Okay. No, she steps. She steps. Facing backwards. Okay. Can we start? Ready? Bonding in.
eTwinning borders and being
Listen and loved. Being
open-minded and optimistic.
near each other.
Getting involved by growing together.
Inspired and interested in each other's.
Needs and being good neighbors.
Grateful to eTwinning for the moments.
The moments we share.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, I think she was the alien of this group, right? That has been anyway fully integrated in your group and in the community, right? Okay, thank you very much, group 7, and we can now welcome on stage group 8. Group 8? Ready to go? Okay.
Hello, I need to do a eTwinning project, but I'm completely alone. I cannot do this by myself. I need my neighbor, Spain.
Yeah, we need a team. We need help. We need someone.
Oh, we need lots of things to do a eTwinning project, but alone we are not managed.
Okay.
So it was only the beginning. They started searching for tools and strategies to build a good project. And in order to find good collaboration, they built bridges. But in order to foster collaboration, they needed something essential for their students. That was empathy. However, those elements would be useless without something basic at eTwinning, learning. Then they needed something else for their pupils. That was opportunities. Those opportunities were of no use without networking. Something was changing in their community. Their learning was improving. They felt growth. Nevertheless, some students felt isolated. They needed inclusion. But the contents of the project were not enough. They aimed for new ideas. They had finally gathered all the elements. They felt thankful. They felt gratitude. All those elements implied in that project participants a sense of belonging. I must confess, I was the alien in my group, and it's true. But I wasn't in New York, but I was in Europe. I belong to eTwinning. No, wait. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an eTwinner in Europe. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm a eTwinner in Europe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Group 9. No, Group 8. Okay, as you could see, the aliens were fully integrated in the community. Really? Oh, I see only 2 people for Group 2. Ah, okay, wonderful. So you can come on stage. Group 9, right? Welcome, Group 9. Let's see what you have prepared for us. Microphone?
In eTwinning, I want to be.
And the project might take.
But the result will be amazing.
Hard work, it might.
But we will work hard all year long.
In our community that is care.
Student, teacher, whoever you may.
New friendship will look alive.
Belonging. All of us belong to eTwinning. Belonging. Belonging. Belonging.
Thank you very much. Well done, Group 9. A very nice song. Very nice performances. Okay, last but not least, I see Group 10 is ready to come on stage. You're warming up. Welcome. You're missing someone. No? Okay, then the floor is yours. Do you need the microphone? No. An applause for Group 10. Okay. So, a round of applause for everyone. Congratulations. I think we can say mission accomplished. Now that also the right to belong is fully restored, the future of eTwinning is secured, and we can continue and conclude the conference. So, congratulations, everyone. Mission accomplished. And of course, I forgot to say the aliens are fully integrated in the community.
Thank you, everyone, for such a creative presentation. I'm always amazed by what you do, always, always amazed. You're such a creative crowd. Thank you so much for all the effort. I know for some of you it was quite an effort, but you really did great. So we will continue. Maybe now you should say, you think, okay, now we could close. We are in a good mood. We are very happy. We're done with our presentations. But we still have some reflections to do that we still would like to count on you for those reflections. And so we will go for our panel discussion on citizenship and life skills, preparing students for a changing world. For this discussion, I've invited, I think, a very nice handful of people that I would like to introduce and would like to call on stage. Thank you, Marta, for setting up the room. And I would like to first call Deirdre Hudson, representing the European Commission, and also in charge of eTwinning and the ESAP platform. And she will also be with us until the end to close our conference. But for now, she will be part of our conversation. I would like to again call on stage also João Costa, that was with us for the keynote of yesterday, so from the European Agency for Special Needs and Inclusive Education, that you know already very well. I would like to call Emma Varan-Oyen, I hope I pronounced it correctly, from the European Federation for Intercultural Learning, and she's also part of a group that we call the Supportive Partners, a group of institutions that work closely with the European School Education Platform, and that you can learn more about them both in our website and in the virtual exhibition that we have prepared for all of you. And I would like now to call also two teachers, two of you. Don't worry, it's not going to be a surprise. They know they're going to be called. I'm not going to call for volunteers, no. I would like to call Susanna, also one of our winners from Slovakia, and Cristina from Romania, also one of our prize winners, and both eTwinning ambassadors representing the eTwinning teachers, the teachers' voices. Well, my name is Ruth Batista. I realized that actually I haven't introduced myself. My name is Ruth Batista, the Senior Professional Development Manager for the ESAP platform. Well, I've been around for many years, actually 20, and I do a lot of things, but here I am. That's me, and I'm going to be the moderator, and I'm going to move to my chair. So, thank you for being so attentive. We will then start our discussion of today, and I give this to you so you can share. I think there was the microphones behind you. No, there were some microphones behind you. Yes. I think there was one over there as well. Yes, exactly. So you can give it to them. Thank you so much. Yes, no problem at all. Great. So actually to start, I would like to ask you, and I would like to have a quick poll with you in Slido. I need to use my phone for that, I'm sorry. But I would like you to tell us, and I would like to the AV team to show us the results in a minute. Please give us a few seconds to scan the QR code and to give you a little bit of time to answer which life skill do you think is most important for young people today. We will be discussing how can we prepare students better, how can we support them better, and therefore how can we support you teachers better. So to start this discussion, we would like to have your input first. Also the online audience is most welcome to answer the questions and to participate with us. So I see already some answers coming in. Already 25 votes and rising. And maybe we can see, yes, thank you so much. We can see the results here. We see that teamwork and collaboration is the most voted so far. Maybe we can leave these results just a little bit here while people are voting, and we can kick off our conversation with maybe João. And I would like to start asking you. You mentioned yesterday, actually, a lot that we will discuss here, so it is great. And we heard that citizenship is not just about rights, it's not just, but it is about participation and belonging, and we saw now actually many funny presentations about funny but actually deep reflections about belonging and being valued. So from your perspective, what role does inclusive education play in preparing the students to participate as fully citizens?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ruth. Hi to all the panelists. I'm very sorry that you have to listen to me again. It's your fault. I would put it this way. When we think of those in adult life that we see that are not full part of society, that do not participate fully, there's always a history behind. There's this American show it's available on Netflix. Now it's the publicity moment. It's a show. It's advertised as a comedian show, but I don't find it funny at all. It's called Orange is the New Black. It has 7 seasons, and it's in a female prison, and they all committed crimes. But at the end of the show, you see how they got there. And there's always a moment in which society failed them, either in the family, in the education system. There's always something that failed them when they were children. So when we think who are those citizens that are not fully capable of participating in society, we see that something failed when they were young. So when we look also at the numbers of school dropout, of grade repetition, it's always the same. It's the most poor and disadvantaged learners. It's the learners with some kind of disability. It's the learners who experience bullying in school. It's always the same ones. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about inclusive education, and I'm not going to repeat myself in what I said yesterday, we are talking about making sure that those students that have all conditions in life to fail, that they are able to achieve. Mm-hmm. And if they achieve, when they grow up, they will be able to get jobs, to have a family, to participate, not to commit crimes, not to be outcasts of society. And that's why inclusion is about life skills. Mm-hmm. It's about making sure that you succeed, that you prevent, that you avoid the replication of these cycles of poverty, exclusion, delinquency, and we know that it works. We have evidence. So it's really about preparing the future.
And if you had to say, maybe in 2 words, what can teachers do to prevent, to prepare? What would you say?
I think there are features of the teachers that most teachers have that are really important. But I've become, in the last couple of years, very obsessed with the word empathy. Mm. And many times we don't put ourselves in the shoes of the other, and we don't see the world through their eyes. I had an experience in a school in Porto, and nearby. And I visited a school in a very difficult neighborhood, And there was a student there, a 15-year-old. He had been violent towards a teacher, and which is unacceptable, of course. And he was going to be suspended, and he was still around. And I went to talk to him, and I said, "What crossed your mind? Are you crazy, being violent to your teacher?" And of course, he was first trying not to talk to me and being very brave in his. But then at some point, he grabbed my arm and said, "No one knows because I was embarrassed to tell, my whole family was arrested 2 weeks ago. I'm by myself." This does not justify the violence, but we have to imagine what it is like to come to school in a situation like this and to be expected to behave and act and learn as the other kid who had breakfast and the parents kissed goodbye before they went to work. So empathy, I think, is the key feature. It's about also believing that we all have the ability to learn. We all can develop, we all can progress, even if at a different rhythm, at a different pace, but we all have potential. And sometimes we, and I said yesterday, I'm a teacher myself, we start by looking at the students on the basis of what they cannot do and not on the basis of their full potential. So I think teachers cannot be left alone, but I think that's our power.
Thank you. Deirdre, was this what the Commission had in mind when prepared the Basic Skills Action Plan, to not leave the teachers alone, or was there something else?
No, absolutely, Rita. Thank you for the question. So yes, absolutely, in our new Basic Skills Action Plan, which we released earlier this year, citizenship is included as a core foundational skill that we believe that all learners need to acquire from a very young age. You heard our Executive Vice President in the opening address when she said citizenship is essential for healthy democracies. So why is this the case? We've talked a lot about these challenges, right, in the last few days. We need it urgently because we have increasing polarization, crisis of democracy, artificial intelligence we've spoken a lot about in the last few days as well. So it's really urgent. So it's not something particularly new for us at European level. We've been working on citizenship education for quite some time, but we really want to give it a push and increase visibility, because it's not always easy to do. We can all agree that it's an important thing, but to get it right can be a challenge, you know. Citizenship education, you know, we can be talking about tricky, sensitive topics in the classroom, and teachers need to be supported to handle these topics as well. It can be difficult to work in a cross-curricular way. I mean, the eTwinning projects are a fabulous example of this in action, but how can we mainstream that, particularly as we move through the system when we get to secondary education? How can we really hold on to that cross-curricular learning? And how can we kind of move beyond the walls of the school to really connect with our local communities as well? And assessment, right? These can be difficult competences to assess if we have our kind of traditional testing too. So it's well and good to say it's important, but I think we also need to look at how we can support our teachers to deliver quality citizenship education as well. So certainly at policy level, we're giving it a push and a visibility that we feel is needed urgently. But I also wanted to mention our consultations that we do with children and young people. We have an EU children's participation platform where we regularly consult with young people, with children, on matters that we're working on that are important to them. So when we asked them about democracy, about citizenship education, what did they say? They said to us, we want safe and inclusive places to participate and be heard. We want a bigger role in influencing decisions that affect our lives. That includes student councils in our schools. We want more information about democracy, how it works, how to get involved. We want to talk about this more in school. We want to learn more about voting. And we want more knowledge to help us in our voting decisions when we're older. And on fake news, they said, we want adults to stop spreading fake news. We want them to work with us to help us understand and tackle disinformation and misinformation. So we're giving it a policy push, but it's also something that children and young people are asking for.
That's lovely. Thank you so much. Well, beyond academics and beyond the academics and school, young people need as we saw and we heard already throughout the whole conference and throughout your words now. Resilience, digital skills, intercultural competence, and critical thinking. Now moving to Emma and going more into the intercultural learning. Intercultural learning is central to build resilience and empathy, like João was mentioning. In your view, and also in your line of work, what skills are most essential today to navigate the cultural diversity?
Thank you for this. To answer your question very concretely, I have to echo João and also the teachers here today that empathy is one of the most essential skills. But also, we can also talk about listening and observing, being flexible and being able to resolve conflicts. It's all about being open to other people and to be able to relate to them. And also to be flexible enough to look beyond your reality and your cultural framework. But it's not only enough to have the skills, you also have to be able to employ them effectively. Because when you face an intercultural situation, as I'm sure many of you have experienced through your eTwinning projects, you don't only need the skills, you need to be able to effectively and appropriately employ them. And that's when also we have the values and the knowledge and the attitudes that together form intercultural competence. But intercultural competence is essential for our societies and for the world that our pupils and young people are meeting, but it's not easy to acquire them. And it is a life skill. That's why I'm happy it's also framed as life skills, because it's a lifelong process of developing this intercultural competence. And it's something that starts way before they start school, but schools definitely have a very important role of fostering and developing these competences. So, and it can be done in different ways. You can say, okay, they can go abroad, they can do mobilities, they can do online projects such as eTwinning, you can do international activities in your school. But what we know first and foremost is the most important to develop them in pupils is the intercultural competence of the teachers themselves. To be able to develop them, to not only model the behavior, but to also inspire and to be able to really guide the students when developing their competences.
Thank you, Emma. Susanna, would you agree with Emma? As a teacher, how do you actually, in practice, integrate life skills into the classroom? Maybe, I don't know if you can share an example from your project that won the prize now, or other projects that you have developed.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I do agree with you. And I think that all these life skills shouldn't be given to education in an individual way, but in the way in somehow in synchronization or you know, in synergy together. Some of them are maybe more important, some of them are less important, but we have integrated these skills in a natural way via activities of the project with the aim to support a young generation to become the one which is able to express themselves, you know, express their ideas, their attitudes, and it was kind of student-centered teaching and learning, and with the main aim on citizenship skills. We were, for example, the concrete example, I can give one we used yesterday in our workshop, that we were working with real stories coming from the Holocaust, and we wanted our students lead to their own decisions and their express their own ideas on different issues which is connected with this topic and also connected with everyday life nowadays. So they should transform the experience they have learned in the project activities in nowadays life, which is, in my opinion, very important because all of them live in the society which is divided sometimes in a not very nice way. You know, there are different poles, and I think a young generation should be prepared to solve everyday problems, to express their opinions, to respect the others. This is the most important.
Yes, and I think we need to really push to make clear what this be prepared mean to everyone, both for the teachers and for the students. Well, I know you've been replying to that question on the slide, so maybe we can look into the results of what does inclusive citizenship mean to you in one word, and maybe we can look into the results in a minute. Was not on purpose, so empathy is the main one there. It's lovely to see how we are coordinated and agree. So we see empathy, collaboration, caring, understanding, respect, acceptance, participating. And you can keep replying, it's okay. But actually, I would like to ask maybe one of you, Susanna or Christina, doesn't matter, one of you, which single life skill do you feel your students are missing the most? And maybe how actually do you help them?
I think learning to learn.
Learning to learn.
It is more important today because, you know, they can try and find a lot of information on the internet, but what can they do with this information? We need to learn them how to use critical thinking, to read documents from the archives, or not only from the archives, also books, also to see different videos with different, I don't know, testimonies, and reflect on them, put questions, answer to the questions. In our project, I can tell you a little bit about our project. From the beginning, we put the students, we involved from the beginning, the students in action. We created together a strategic plan, and after that we negotiate our activities together, the students. After that we split them in different teams. They have different colors. There are international teams, not only Romanian, not only Slovak. And I think this is the most important thing, to work together, to collaborate, to cooperate, to find a solution to different problems. And also we offer them different questions to solve. And finally they find different opinions, different perspectives, and they argue their opinion in front of the others. Also, it is important to develop them another skill to speak in public. You know, this is one of the most important things because they are so, you know, so stressed like me, because I'm now stressed.
You're doing fine.
And it is important to solve that problem about stress. And also to be more empathetic, because, you know, we live in a society where every day happens something and something change. Also, they have different problems, they change their jobs, and they must adapt to all that things. And I think eTwinning, it is a wonderful platform who offer us teachers that possibility to develop our students to be better and help them to find solutions and a good job in the future, and to be also responsible citizens in that world.
Thank you, Cristina. And you're doing great, by the way. Don't look nervous. It's okay. And actually, following what you just said, maybe either Deidre or João, we just got a question from the online audience that is connected to what we're talking about and about empathy. And they are asking, it's a tricky question. I hope you managed to answer. How to involve this empathy into the curriculum? Do we need to do that or not? Should it be part or not? Because not all the teachers do that. So, one of you?
I can start. Well, there's one very important thing, and I was listening to some of your projects and the ideas that were shared, and I think one key dimension is integration. Sometimes in the schools, the eTwinning projects are like side dishes of the curriculum. You have the curriculum and then you have a project. But these projects are curriculum, and this needs to be fully integrated. So we don't need an additional subject to teach empathy. I don't know how that is done, but we need to do what you do. And this is a lot, I may come back to this, about leadership in the schools. We need to strengthen that what you are doing is curriculum. And if we take these not as additional projects, but as the best way of teaching, then it comes by itself.
Would you like to add something?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it definitely needs to be aligned with the curriculum. I think it's also about the culture in the school as well. A school I visited in Ireland came to mind, Kinsale Community School. When I went there I run a working group on learning for sustainability, and we visited the school, and it was the students that gave us the tour of the school, and we were around the school grounds. And what really struck me was how rooted they were in their community. So they pointed out the local care home. They said they go and visit the elderly residents in the home. They help them at Christmas time to wrap presents. They pointed out these were secondary students, they pointed out the local primary school, they work with the primary school, they actually run a mock COP, so Conference of Parties, where they discuss climate change. They're very excited to go and visit the primary school. They work with the Further Education College to learn about horticulture and greening their school grounds. So I just felt with those students there was such connection, I think, in the local community, and I think that was also really driven by their school leader, their school head, who was really driving an agenda around inclusion, participation, connecting with local community. And for me, all those things help build those empathy skills as well. So I absolutely believe that the curriculum is essential, and I also believe that the culture in the school is really important as well.
Thank you so much, Deidre. Actually, staying on you and moving on to our next set of questions, more on what is being done to actually support and promote basic skills. Apart from what you already mentioned in the beginning of your intervention, how does the EU policy, Erasmus+, also eTwinning, European Education Area, any other elements, support schools in fostering both citizenship and life skills for the ones that don't know?
Sure. So I suppose we're acting on different fronts. You mentioned policy, obviously Basic Skills Action Plan. We have working groups. What are working groups? It's where we connect with policymakers. So we connect ministries of education, social partners, NGOs, and we work on a number of different themes. So we have a working group on equality and values, and they've published some wonderful guidelines on citizenship education as well. And I'm super delighted to mention that eTwinning is mentioned as a really good example. The working group on sustainability, we also did a dedicated session on sustainability and citizenship, actually in Portugal, hosted by the Portuguese Ministry of Education. So we go out on the field, we go into schools, we talk to teachers, we talk to students. So on the policy front, it's more than just documents. We're really connecting and helping the countries to build capacity and also to train, in a way, the policymakers too. They're also adult learners. So to really connect them with the schools and with the teachers. So that's on the policy front. And obviously the program, the Erasmus Plus program, eTwinning is obviously part of Erasmus Plus. So eTwinning often leads to an Erasmus Plus exchange project as well. So citizenship, skills for life, that's very much in the DNA of Erasmus Plus and everything we do there. We also fund, I wanted to mention, Teacher Academy projects as well. So what are they? It's where we connect teacher education providers, initial teacher educators, and we've had some wonderful projects in our teacher academies running on citizenship as well. The Synapse project, working on citizenship and sustainability, and they've produced some wonderful materials that you can use as well for your classroom. We also have volunteer projects. We haven't spoken so much about volunteer projects, but we have a volunteering scheme for young people 18 years and over. We also have Discover EU Pass, where the year you turn 18, you can apply to get a free rail pass to travel around Europe. So that can help build your empathy, your intercultural understanding, and you can have fun as well, of course. So we've many, many different actions and activities in our program. The Jean Monnet program as well, where we give grants to schools for working on citizenship, democracy projects as well. So lots of things happening on the program front. And then we have lots of practical tools and resources as well that you teachers can use. So of course, the European School Education Platform, our professional development offer in there, whether it's our webinars, our podcasts, our courses. And also we have some very practical tools that teachers can use too. We have some self-assessment tools, the selfie tools that I'm involved in. So the selfie tools are planning tools for schools, allowing schools to self-assess their use of digital technologies. So it's all about their context. They can tailor these tools to their needs. We have Selfie for Teachers that helps you teachers, I hope many of you have used it, to self-reflect on digital skills, either on your own or with a group of teachers as well. So, and we also have very nice guidelines as well on disinformation, on ethical use of AI. We're updating those at the moment. So we really have a suite of very practical materials as well. And finally, just to mention our EU Learning Corner as well, where we have many, many different materials that are really classroom ready, lesson plans, quizzes for children as well, on democracy, citizenship, many of the topics we've been mentioning over the last few days. So really acting on all these different fronts, whether it's policy programs or very practical tools and resources.
Indeed. And there's no argument of being alone. I mean, in a community such as eTwinning, no one needs to feel alone and unsupported. Emma, actually, I would like to ask you, how do you see that the international collaboration builds, if you see it builds, student citizenship and life skills?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Of course. How does international collaboration build students' citizenship and life skills?
Well, for when you're talking about individual experiences, you have the experience of them where it has to be facilitated and planned. So if you're talking about mobilities, you have the intercultural meeting, let's say, where they have the process of developing. But when you're talking more about, for example, eTwinning projects, where you also have the teachers involved and you have a project that you're working more structurally on, I think it benefits not only the pupil, but also the teachers and the institution, and that in turn benefits the pupil again. Because I think also you have to do this in a properly whole school approach and not only see it as individual experiences, but something that happens in the community altogether.
Thank you. Susanna or Christina? In terms, okay, it can be you, Susanna. Would you agree with Emma? How do you see the international collaboration being super active eTwinners? How do you see that the international collaboration also supports?
That's the core thing. I think that young generation, it is a little bit different than when we were young. We were usually prepared for being on our own, you know, but nowadays the collaboration and open world needs young people who will be open to collaboration, who will be able to be the souls of the team, you know, to work collaboratively in the team. And I think it is very important for young people to prepare them to be able to be this. And flexibility, it is another thing which is needed from our students, and we should be we should be ready for preparing students for the future life, because they will come to their practical life in several years, and the schools should be ready. And now, when teaching and bringing up students now, they should know what the changes probably will come in several years, and they should prepare the new generation for such life in the future. So we should be up to date. And for example, in Slovakia now is the reform, which we can see that will bring lighter and better future for the young generation. Yes.
Let's hope. I'll pick up on the changes a little bit later, but actually I would like now to look at the results of this question. If you feel that your school system is ready for these changes. And it's interesting to see that there's hope. It's not a negative. I'm a positive person, but I think this is actually also positive. It's not negative. It's on its way, so there's hope. And we all need to work on contributing to these changes, I would say, in my personal view. And maybe to almost close our conversation, our lovely conversation, I would maybe start here with Christina, and the same question for everyone, and based on these results as well. What is the biggest change schools must make to prepare students for the future? You can say one word.
Difficult problem. We need more. First of all, I don't know, to make some changes, transform only theoretical information and knowledge to do something practically, because we need to have students prepared for life. Mm-hmm. And also to be more, I don't know, not only the Ministry of Education, all to be responsible about using of internet and discuss that subject with all school and all policy to be applied in all schools. Okay. And another one, to have enough resources, financial, because that is a problem for all of us, I know.
Okay.
To adapt our teaching, and I not discuss about the salary of the teachers. I'm discussing about to have digital tools, and I don't know, to have that things, instruments for have the chance to prepare well our students for future life. You know, AI have an important role now in our society, but it's important to discuss how to use it and what it is real and what it is not real, because, you know, also we must check the information, I think, and that is one of the most challenge problem for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. So you gave us a lot of challenges. Can you name one more?
If I can add,
Yes.
I would say that it is very important to move from memorizing to using what the students have learned in practical life, because it is very important and core nowadays. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Susanna. How about you, Emma? What do you think is the biggest challenge?
Well, I think there are many big challenges, but coming from the Federation for Intercultural Learning, I would say including more international dimensions to school. Sometimes it's seen as something complementary that maybe fights against other priorities like basic skills or inclusion, but to rather use intercultural and international and global dimension to meet these challenges effectively in a way that empowers students, and to do it not as a single teacher in a single school, but as a community, and in a properly whole school approach, and to something that, in a way that benefits the whole school community as well.
In other words, with eTwinning.
Yeah. Very smart.
Thank you, Emma. Sorry. João, what will be your answer?
It's difficult. There's so many things. There's money. There's so many things. But I would focus on two dimensions. One is school leadership, working with the school principals, school directors, because we can be sharing all this. But if the school leader does not want the school to be inclusive, does not want to promote your projects, does not want that you feel as strangers in your school community, then there is no change. So working with school leadership is very, very important. The other dimension that I would see as key to induce change is for us all together to try to change the public speech and the internal measures of quality of schools. I hate school rankings. I really hate them. I think they should be forbidden. And the reason is they hide the incredible amount of work that teachers do in the most difficult settings. And so if we don't change the parameters of quality when we are evaluating schools or talking about the merit of schools, these changes will not happen. So we need to say a good school is a school that is inclusive. A good school is a school that does not reject students with vulnerability. A good school is a school that prepares students for citizenship skills. So I don't care that if your school has better grades in mathematics and mine is a bit below, if you achieve these results by getting rid of the difficult ones. That school is worse than the school that grabs those that struggle every day at home and makes them achieve. So school leadership and changing the parameters of quality.
Thank you. You, John.
I'm maybe going to turn the question more to what systems need to do rather than the schools themselves. I think there's magic happening in schools every day, and schools are problem solving and doing amazing stuff all the time. But I think the system needs to change to give the schools the space, to give teachers the time, the support, and not constantly kind of loading new demands, I think, on teachers and schools. So I'd almost look to the system in a way to think how the system can facilitate the schools to do their job. And maybe just a word on initial teacher education, so pre-service education as well. I think we need to do more to support our teachers in training, right, going into the reality of classrooms today. So they're probably too, I think, systems change to support our schools and a focus on our initial teacher education as well.
Indeed, and sorry for the commercial part, but eTwinning also has an area for initial teacher education. So if you know other teachers that are just starting now, or you collaborate with universities, there's also a strand in eTwinning that integrates the universities that train teachers. So we are also invested in that area, in that avenue. So we are almost done with our conversation, although I would like to continue. I would like to open the floor to you. I don't know if you have one question. One question. Yes. A microphone, please. Please indicate if you have a preference of who could answer that question. Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Actually, I was following the whole thing, and I see the word empathy as in the center, and I want to talk about empathy. The point is, not everyone understands empathy as we do. For many cultures or many young people, I asked 842 students 2 years ago, what does it mean for you when someone shows empathy for you? And the biggest answers were, for me, it means like someone is feeling pity for me. And they don't like it. And then I asked also my mentor students that, what do you want? What do you need actually? Yeah, maybe someone who can listen to us, who can just listen to us. I don't want empathy. I don't need someone to feel pity for me. So that thing, maybe someone can answer me about that. But also I miss one very important word in between, and that is ethics. No one thinks about ethics. No one talks about ethics in the whole conference, actually. No one talks about the role of the parents. Can we integrate parents in the eTwinning projects? What are their roles in the projects, actually? At schools, how can we involve them in projects? How can we involve them in writing the curriculum? In inclusive education, how can we involve the parents there? I think that's a very important point that we need to work on it, and we need to encourage the teachers to work more on that and involve parents, even if they are 2 or 3 or 4 parents. But parents for me means ethics, and ethics comes from our ancestors. We need to remember them. We need to work on ethics, because ethics means everything, means empathy, love, family, building skills for life, actually. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Well, you gave your own definition of empathy, but I don't know, would you like to comment? Sorry?
I like to hear the comments.
Yes,
I like to hear the experts.
I will ask them.
I want to say only that we involved parents in our project because we asked the parents to see the students' work, and after that to evaluate what they think this project can help their children in their evolution, and what they are think about that project, because also it was full integrated in the curriculum. I discuss about Romania now, the situation of in my country. The answers are positive. Parents are very happy to involve their children in that kind of projects, to learn more. After that, they are happy to also to receive a recognition after they finish, and we apply for, national quality label and European one, and they are so happy to receive, because they stay in front of the classroom, in front of the school, and they receive that wonderful diplomas, and they feel so happy, and they was, wow, we are here. We learned a lot this year, and I think this is the most important thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Susan also has something to add?
I would like to add, not to our project, but I'm also a project evaluator in Slovakia, and I would like to add that when I see these projects, I can see parents taking part in activities in the project, and that's maybe more important than only evaluating, or watching the results of the project on the parents' meetings and so on. So especially with smaller children in kindergarten or 7 to 10 years old, it is very common to involve teachers in the project, and it's really very, very good. And the parents can see how school leads the children to different activities and communication with children from other countries.
Thank you so much, Susanna. I don't know if any of you would like to add something more?
I can give a short comment on empathy, if you'd like, since it's my big point. I think also, well, my first thought was also that I think language plays a role in this. The minority of us are not, the majority of us are not English native speakers. So also having this thought about, okay, how do I translate these terms into my own languages when I'm talking to my pupils? But also being aware that words, their meaning changes. And if it's not effective, if the core meaning of the word is not the same, if our pupils don't interpret the same meaning as when we're talking about it, maybe we have to change our vocabulary. Because if they think, ah, I'm having empathy with you means I'm pitying you, okay, it's not an effective use of the term. Because what we mean, obviously, well, and at least in my understanding of empathy, that's not what we mean.
Thank you, Emma.
Yeah, very briefly. First, I completely second your opinion that you can expand to parents, but also to a wider community, because schools cannot be islands. So they are in the neighborhood, they are interacting with the sports club and the youth organizations around the school. Now my moment of publicity, we at Disney are developing two main activities. One is called Learners and Families Shaping Action for Inclusive Education Systems, and the other one is on cross-sectoral collaboration, as I mentioned yesterday. So if eTwinning can help, and if we can join efforts, it can be very good. Now, building a bit on what Emma was saying, I was listening to you and I had two thoughts. One was, as a linguist, that we need to be clear about concepts, and the difference between empathy and sympathy is sometimes, it needs to be clarified. Many times we think we are being empathic, but we are just sympathetic. But the core of what how I'd like to react to your comment is, we don't teach empathy as a concept. So if you come to me and you tell me, would you like me to be empathic with you? I would say no, but if you have chocolate, that I could take. So it is really about an attitude for us as teachers. That was the example I tried to give. It's knowing or trying to understand when we say the students are not motivated. Why not? Why not? And then to try to change my methodology so that those don't have parents that value education can find something that makes them motivated. That's what being empathic is about. And it's about teaching methods. Just to give two examples. You're working on mathematics, and you want your students to apply the mathematic knowledge in a real life situation. The situation you create can promote empathy, because instead of doing abstract mathematics, you are looking at a situation in your community that needs to be solved, and you need mathematics for that. Or from my area of studies, we have lots of linguistic intolerance towards different accents, different origins. You can teach grammar and promote language awareness and language tolerance. And you're just teaching grammar, but you are inducing empathy. So I really think it's the way we embody this in our own attitudes as professionals and in the way we teach. And that's why I don't believe, it's really a matter of belief, so it's worth nothing. I don't believe in having a subject for social-emotional skills on top of mathematics and physics and chemistry and geography. Now I have 1 hour of emotional skills. It's about integration, it's about coherence across the curriculum.
Thank you, Deidre. I don't know if you'd like to comment, but then I would also like you to close our discussion with a specific action for teachers, a call for action for teachers. What can they do tomorrow? Thank you.
Call for action to teachers, that's a tricky one. Before I say that, I just want to say how much I totally agree with the role of parents. I think that's really crucial. You know, Emma and João spoke about the whole school approach, so obviously parents are, you know, a huge element there. Like, learning takes place everywhere, right? It's not just within the school. You know, kids go home, they talk about stuff at home, they learn from their parents as well. And parents can be a great resource for a school, you know, whether it's parent volunteering or parents coming in to speak about a certain topic. So I think that's something that's really, really crucial as well. So call to action for teachers. Well, you teachers here and you teachers online, I hope there's something you've learned over the last few days, maybe a conversation you've had, a new connection you've made that you'll take back to your school on Monday or after your well-deserved half-term break. And maybe just start a small activity. You know, it may be a new eTwinning project, or it may just be something small, a conversation with your students to, you know, build all these foundational skills we've been talking about, to build the empathy, the sympathy, the collaboration, the teamwork. So just start something small, I think. Yeah, something that you've learned, some connection that you've made. Just use it to take a small action with your students in your schools.
Thank you so much, Deidre. I would like a big applause to all of them. Thank you so much for the discussion. Unfortunately, we have to close our conference. Now it's the moment for the, oh, exactly. We have to close, but we still have a surprise for you and our closing words. But before that, I would like to invite our panelists to go off stage. And Deidre, so if you can stay with me, we can see the surprise together. Please, colleagues in the back. We hope you liked the surprise, but most of all, we hope you enjoyed these 3 days. And on a personal level, thank you very much for being so engaged and so engaged. I don't have any other word, and active also in everything that we proposed you to do. And now, to close our conference, I would leave you with Deidre Hudson from the European Commission for our final speech. Thank you, Deidre.
Thanks a million, Rita. So just a few words to close, like wow, what a fantastic 3 days it's been. We've done so much together. You know, we've had so many inspiring workshops, our awards ceremony that we've just seen there on the stage, the panel with our prize winners. You know, the Teach Me session today was just fantastic, you know, and congratulations. You were 40 to volunteer to present here in Brussels and our online audience as well. So that was just fabulous. And the keynotes from Louisa and from João, thank you so much. You know, Louisa, who spoke to us about the importance of schools, not just being places of learning, but places of belonging. And João, who reminded us in such a compelling way that citizenship and inclusion really do go hand in hand. So at the heart of our discussions over the last few days have really been our focus on citizenship, education, and skills for life. How can we help young people participate, think critically, and build those foundational skills. And I think really through eTwinning, these ideas move from something abstract and something theoretical really to practice and lived experience. You know, every project, every partnership gives the students the chance to experience what it means to be active citizens, to be curious, responsible, and engaged. And for me, that really came through in those small videos we saw at the prize-winning ceremony as well. At the end of each of those videos, we heard directly from the students what they'd learned. I learned to see other people's perspectives. I learned about teamwork. I learned about collaboration. I became more confident. We worked really well as a group. So for me, the words from the students really captured very powerfully what citizenship, education, and action through eTwinning can look like. So from the European Commission's viewpoint, we are fully committed to strengthening citizenship education across Europe, ensuring our young people have the knowledge, skills, attitude, and also the confidence to play their part in our democracies. In the recent State of the Union address, President Ursula von der Leyen announced the creation of a democracy shield. This is a new initiative to strengthen and protect democratic participation and to fight against disinformation. And we really see eTwinning playing a fundamental role in this effort, helping our students connect and collaborate across borders, practice critical thinking, build those skills of empathy, and engage with different viewpoints, different perspectives, helping students live and experience European values every day in our classrooms and in our communities. So in our last panel, we were just discussing there our new action plan on basic skills. We define citizenship as really one of those core foundational skills. It's not just an optional extra nice to have. As João said to us yesterday, it's not something you just push out of sight of school and say, oh, somebody else will take care of that. Not at all. Citizenship education is really essential for inclusion, participation, and for building resilient and democratic Europe. So the last 3 days have been a fabulous opportunity to celebrate 20 years of eTwinning, 2 decades of amazing connection, collaboration, and amazing creativity, which we saw earlier in your amazing performances and songs and poems and dances, incredible. So I think the 20 years is an amazing milestone. And all of you eTwinners here in the room with us in Brussels and those of you watching us online, I really think you should be very, very proud. Teachers, school heads, you're really the heart of the eTwinning community. It's your amazing creativity, dedication, your innovation that brings projects to life. It makes learning really meaningful and fun and engaging for your students. So on our behalf, on behalf of the European Commission, we remain fully supported to eTwinning. We will continue to invest in basic skills, in citizenship education, which we really believe is a cornerstone of a strong, inclusive and democratic Europe. Our Executive Vice President mentioned the new teacher and trainers agenda that we're working on. We'll be launching in 2026. So I'd encourage you just to take a few moments to fill out the survey that we're running on the European School Education Platform that runs till mid-November. We really want to hear from you. We really want you to have your say in how we at the Commission can support our teachers and trainers across Europe. So before I close, I just want to thank a number of people who made these days really, really successful for us. We know that events like this take many, many months of planning. So I really want to thank our conference organising team for their dedication, their professionalism, all the hard work they've put into making this event such a huge success. I want to thank our... Thank you. I want to thank those of you who ran workshops for us, our national support organisations who are here with us and online, and they've done a great job in guiding many of our networking activities, our Teach Meet earlier today. So thanks to all of you who've joined us online, those of you here, all your ideas, your engagement, your many questions have really helped enrich our discussions. And again, a huge thanks to those 40 teachers here and online who volunteered to present such amazing practical ideas and experience in the Teach Meet session. So I think in the stormy weather, we really did stand together. Thank you. Thank you, eTwinners, those of you here, those of you online, for your passion, your dedication, your creativity, and here's to the next 2 decades of our amazing community. Safe home, everybody. Thank you.